Hello everyone and welcome to the first of 3 videos. Yes, 3. Turns out I had 4 EPs. As I actually said, I thought I only had 3, but no, it is actually 4. So these are the 4 EPs I mentioned in my previous channel update video that I said I would do exclusive videos on. Now the grind EP is really short, so if I do land on that, well, it's only 5 minutes for the moment, but it's eventually going to be hopefully like 10, 12, 15 minutes, and not a lot of songs, of course, it's grind. So yeah, if I land on the grind EP straight off the bat, we'll listen to that, and then another one. But if I do happen to land on something else, this video will just be that one. Okay. Okay, Coffee, which one is it gonna be? Grind EP first, then. And my post-metal EP. That sounds pretty damn good to me. First of all, the grindcore EP. Yeah. So, as I hinted at last time, the background for this one is pretty much to just be as aggressive as possible, and that's about it. So for now, I have 5 songs, I believe, that total pretty much dead on 5 minutes. And a couple of these tracks I wrote about a year and a half ago. And yeah, I decided I wanted to give them a full re-recording, just make them sound heavier, and I made them a lot faster as well, actually. I believe this first track is the shortest one of the EP so far. It's like 45 seconds, if that. Here we go. And yeah, the thought process of this is to just be as aggressive and fast as possible. Again, for 10, 12, 15 minutes, however long this EP ends up being. Or until I lose it and I'm like, I can't make any more of these songs. This is just too hard. Like, this EP has been so tricky to make that it's literally making me a better player. Like, every time I sit down and play it, it's just that difficult. Anyway, here we go. Yeah. That's gonna be the go for this entire EP. It's just gonna be 110% energy the whole time. This is obviously a super early work in progress because you only have 5 minutes. There's probably gonna be drum beats that are just going like this for 25 seconds straight later on. So yeah, I gotta loosen out the kinks, but what I already have, oh my god. But do you guys see what I mean though? This is gonna be like really angry the whole way. really angry. I believe this next song, it's got this slow bit in the middle. I was listening to bands like Dying Fetus and like other beatdown hardcore, hell, Hatebreed. I think I even tossed in some Knock Loose. Why not? They're part of that beatdown hardcore scene too. Bands like yeah, just beatdown hardcore. Hatebreed, Fetus, blah blah blah. And then yeah, I was like, oh, I don't write one of their like, mid-tempo-y punk bits. So that does show up here, and that's one of few rests you have so far in this EP. Alongside the opening to track 4, I think it is. Has a halftime bit, and then I think it goes to like a 325 BPM bit. So technically that bit is only 165 BPM, and then of course, yeah, double time it to 325. But yes, more on that later. One of few moments you actually have to breathe so far in this EP. One issue I do need to address before someone else brings it up. The guitars at this bit sound like they have some kind of hissing on them. Do you guys know what I mean? It's got like a kind of sound to it that I gotta get to the bottom of. And it doesn't really appear in the first song. Anyways. Here we go, here's the dying fetus, hey Brady kind of. Then yeah, straight back to the chaos. We can't have none of this slow stuff. Nah. This third song is a grindcore version of Robot Stop by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, so if you're a fan of them, listen out. Yeah, there's that bit, which is the bit that's like, oh, what is it again? But instead I was going like, because, you know, way high tempo, diminished chord instead of regular power chord, because it's got to have that, you know, grindcore grind to it. For this EP, I'm like, yeah, I have a drum machine, I'm just going to embrace it. 350 BPM fills, yeah, sure, why not? so wait for bits like that that are like, bandit person can't play that. Then of course this is a bit that goes, that bit, but instead it's a diminished kind of shape. Because again, it's got to have that grindcore grime to it, as I put it before. And that's of course the you know that bit. And this is a little bit I just put in myself. This bit speeds up from like 270 to 325 or something like that. That's either here or a bit later, we'll see. Yeah, this bit. It goes from like 275 to 305, 315, 325. Something like that. And I basically just told Ableton to get faster and faster in a line like this. So it's not even a solid tempo that keeps it going up by. It's just one big straight line all the way to 305 BPM, whatever it was. And I'll just rewind it at this point. This is going to be one of the most overwhelming bits on the whole EP, so get ready for this. Yeah, I turned a rock song into a grindcore song. Pretty out there, hey? I also want to do a grindcore version of Ace of Spades by Motorhead of all songs. That's going to be pretty interesting to say the least as well. And yeah, we're at what, track 4 now? And this is indeed the part that actually slows off with a slow bit, but then again I just double time it to, I think, 325. I said 165 before. That technically means the BPM of this bit is what, 160 62.5. Yeah. And again, it's one of the few breathers you actually have on this album so far. EP. This track actually ended up sounding really black metal-y. Like, at first I thought I was making just, you know, your run-of-the-mill really fast grind song, and then, yeah, it quickly turned into, like, a blackened grind song, I guess you'd say. With this, slow and ominous intro that I'm eventually going to put keyboards underneath. Like, really, really low keyboards. Oh, it's going to sound so ominous when it's done. But yeah, got a load of this. Also, maybe I should put this... Yeah, that's more like it. Again, that noise. I don't know what that is. And then yeah, for this bit, new drum beat, and then two guitars that are both playing one note at octaves apart. Again, really, really ominous. I liked how this came together. The goddamn gravity blast. I should also point out that there's supposed to be a guitar solo right here. There's this little bit here with both the harmonized guitars kind of like, and then one of those high bits is going to stay where it is and eventually become a small solo. Then yeah, over here I'm going to be shredding away for like 15 seconds, 20 seconds. It's a very short solo section. And then yeah, back to where the song starts actually. Yeah, that's what I'm dealing with when it comes to this. Oh, it's going to be so angry when it's done. But yeah, you guys see what I'm getting at? And again, it's going to be more than double this, maybe close to triple this when it's done. So, for all my extreme metal folk out there, I hope you guys like this when it's out. Like, damn. Yeah, I forgot to mention that there's also going to be bits where there's straight up no drums, so have fun. Oh, listen to the bass ringing out there. Ooh. So yeah, that was the grind EP. I really want to know what you guys think of this down in the comments too. And with 14 minutes already taken up, we have something else to get onto. I should also point out that this grindcore EP is a personal project, and the other 3 EPs we're going to be looking at, I believe all of them are uni related. Yes, they are. And yeah, that includes this one, which I now have to remove from the list. And yeah, both of these EPs will get their own separate video. And here is the post-metal EP. Okay, good, my window's the same size. So yes, this one was also a uni project. I was listening to a lot of post-metal at the time. Bands like Armin Ra, and they're a bit of a deep cut band, actually, when it comes to post-metal. but they're very, very good. They're very similar to bands like Cult of Luna or Neurosis or ISIS, that kind of thing. Like really, really, really heavy sludge metal mixed with post metal, and then of course, you know, acoustic bits, clean guitar sections, just like regular post rock bands. And yeah, I listen just to bands like that for reference. Also bands like Yob, hell, even Electric Wizard in some ways were influenced on this. Uh, yeah, just slow, heavy, depressing, but also beautiful post metal and post rock. Because yeah, there's a lot of acoustic guitar sections. A clean guitar section opens this album, and most of them are either just ominous or moody, you know. And yeah, I wanted to make an EP in that vein. There's also some symphonic elements on this EP. Yeah, here we go. First track, and maybe my favorite track on this EP. The last song, I was pretty impressed with how it came together as well. Anyway, here we go. As you can probably tell, I do toss this on and see if I remember hearing that. Then yeah, after heavy bits like that, I just alternate that with these more moody and kind of ominous sections before again doing the post metal / post rock classic of just building and building and building to some massive new section. And again, the last song, I really, really lean into that. Like the last song has a really grand section at the end that was actually the first thing I wrote for this EP, and yeah, it quickly became one of my favorite things I've written in a while, actually. But yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah, the final track is like 6 minutes, and I really, really make you wait for how the song pays off. Like, really, really make you wait. Because I built to the end for about the final 3 minutes of the track. And yeah, it was the first thing I wrote for the EP, and I went, okay, cool, I gotta, like, tease that. I gotta have dramatic bits that don't quite go that extra way. So that when you do get to this grand bit at the end, it's like, okay, wow. That was cool. That's at least the reaction I wanted. See if you get it later on. Distorted bass I managed to get on this EP. I actually did most of this EP under the guidance of a teacher, so yeah. The guy taught me a lot of cool mixing tricks. And yeah, this bass tone we came up with. Oh man. It's all being pretty beefy. Once again, I hope you guys agree. Maybe not on screen share. Just kind of the other illustrator. As you can see, I wanted to tease like something coming up long in advance before it actually does start building. Like yeah, I've been on this little guitar bit here. Like I hang on it for a good 20 seconds before more instruments come in. So yeah. Now listen to this. Pretty damn similar, hey? But obviously I did this song in drop G, I think. Really, really low. And theirs is in E flat, I think. And yeah, back to this. Right, so then for track 2, I said I had some heavy influences in here. Like, I think I mentioned Mastodon before. I mainly meant Mastodon in terms of production and guitar tone, actually. Like, I really wanted that big, almost fuzzy kind of sound they have on Remission, Leviathan. Blood Mountain cracks the sky a tiny bit, but you know, that like more rough and very distorted, almost fuzzy kind of sound, like I said before. Cult of Lunar and Isis kind of do that. Yeah, so for the second track, I was like, you know what? I got some heavy guitar parts sitting around that might actually be good for this EP. And yeah, I came up with the heaviest track on this EP by far. There actually isn't really much post-metal influence in this. It's more just like the heavy sludge metal influences I had. Heavier doom metal influences too. Minus this one little clean guitar part. That's the only bit here that's not like heavy in this song. And then yeah, the rest of it is pretty chunky. Have to put it later. And again, I want to foreshadow the transitions so far in advance with this EP. Because again, post-metal, post-rock, they always just kind of warn you in advance and then build to whatever else that is. And yeah, I just build straight to the heavy bit from here. Again, listen to that bass underneath it. So much reverb as well. I just really wanted this outro to be big and ominous. And yeah, it needed that perfect amount of reverb where it was both super washy and not quite overbearing. Which, believe me, took a while. Producing this EP in general took so long, actually. And since it was for uni, I only had 12 weeks to do this as well. God, that was a busy time. And yeah, this final track ends with, like, the biggest, most grand thing I ever done. Like, that literally had keys, guitars, guitar harmonies, bass, drums, keys, violins, like... Making this EP was a bitch, but it was actually very, very worth it. And of course, a lot of emails back and forth to my teacher, like, oh, how do I make XYZ instrument fit in with the rest better, blah, 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 blah. And the final result was, again, probably the most grand track I've ever written. And once again, it's just so creepy right off the bat. Because that was the game plan for this entire EP, just be creepy and heavy. this track, I was, you know, like playing my chords, blah blah blah. And then I was bending my neck to get that almost whammy bar kind of sound. I was kind of going like, and of course it's got chorus, reverb, delay, blah blah blah. So it almost does that sound either way. And then yeah, I decided to also do those like little neck bends just to get a bit more pitch out of it, make it a bit more uneasy than it already was. Then not till 48 seconds do you hear another guitar come in. Again, these slow builds is key for this EP. Once again, soaked in chorus, reverb, and delay. I'll just share. Bit of a weird transition. I forgot about that bit. Oh, and then I play this bit on nostalgic guitar soon, yeah. That low flash string rumbling away. Oh, for those who haven't seen it in a while, I'm still the thing I like in flash string bass. Okay, great. I need the remaining 12 minutes to build to this. Nothing else matters, except for this one thing. And yeah, when I was finally done, I was like, oh wow, okay. This will indeed be going to be EP. And holy, I said this to so many people. I was like, okay guys, which instruments need to be louder than the others? Should I alter these notes? Should the violins be allowed to sing or not? Should it be the lead guitars? Should the rhythm guitars be louder than all the above? Where are the drums going to sit? Where is the bass going to sit? I even gave this to other keyboard players. I was like, okay, how's this melody going to sound? How do I fit this in with all the other keys? And I even recorded cars going across this rainy road, the road next to me. Like, I literally put a mic up to my window and I was like, I need to record some ambience of some kind. Some kind of street ambience. Like, I need this to really, really, really pop out. And yeah, this is what I've done. Again, I want to stick on it for ages. I really want to again, keys. Just wanted it to sound as grand as possible. So, that is it for these two. And yeah guys, there's going to be more videos coming soon. I'm going to do probably the own video for both of them. Yeah, I'm looking at the time, it's now been 37 minutes. And if I was to do both of them, that would be like a 50-minute video. So I'm going to do both of them as their own video. And of course I'll use the spinner next time. As I said in the channel update, I might do an Uncharted games ranking. I also want to do that Souls DLC ranking. And whatever the other videos I said were, yeah. Those are definitely going to come soon. Because hey, I got some downtime, I'm moving house soon, I gotta crank out these videos quick. Otherwise things are going to get too busy. And yeah, expect these two videos, expect the Uncharted one. Tell me what you thought of both of these EPs. Tell me what you think you could improve production-wise, especially on the Grinder EP, because again, it's a super early work in progress still. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for the upcoming videos rather, and I'll see you in the next one.